Hello and welcome to the Path of Least Resistance New Player's Guide. Today we're going to be talking about the Emporium and then we'll go over what we did on days 10 and 11. I'm liking the every other day schedule. I think it's helping my mental, so we're going to stick with that. Someone asked me about what you buy in the Emporium, and so if you're not spending real money, the answer is different than if you are spending real money, so we'll start with that. If you're not spending real money, the most important thing to buy is the Golden Reliquary until you have all of the free-to-play relics. There is on the wiki, it'll show you which relics are available in the Emporium through the Golden Reliquary and which ones aren't. Some of them are only available through celebration bundles. Usually that's going to be the champion-specific one, so if it ever says the name of the champion in it, that's a good indication. But there are a bunch of others as well that aren't named for the champion, and those will not be available through the Golden Reliquary. And you do not, generally speaking, want to buy Golden Reliquary after you have all of the free-to-play relics, because you get nothing good out of it, so it's just a waste of stardust. Though you do end up with like a ton of stardust at the end. I think you end up getting like maybe some gemstones and some spirit forges, so it's not that great. Other things you can buy are the spirit forge consumable, so you need these to use epic relics, and you can only buy one per day, so if you want to deck out your guys in epic relics, you're going to need to just be continuously buying these. Another thing to note is that occasionally buying this will bug out and you can buy two of them. So generally speaking, you want to have at least 6,000 stardust and then available to buy the Golden Reliquary. After that, you can kind of spend more freely on it to buy your spirit forges. So after you buy your Golden Reliquary and your spirit forges, next I would consider buying these relics. If these relics will only be unique relics, or not unique, but relics that you don't yet have. So if you buy them all, eventually you'll have all of them. And this means that you can get things like your golden spatulas, which you don't actually want. Some people have used them, it's fine. And Gale Force, so if you're having trouble getting those, one way to get through it is to just buy these every time they come up. I think this is on like a 3-day timer. So yeah, that's the thing you can purchase. Usually you have enough stardust to do that, and still have enough left over for your Golden Reliquaries. At a certain point you'll end up with just way more stardust than you can do anything with, and so there is that. With your green shards, you can buy stardust or bronze vaults. Sometimes this bronze vault is a gold vault. Gold vaults do have duplicate protection, but they only give you 20 shards. They can also give you a relic. Bronze vaults will give you 5 shards. So it's a choice between spending slightly... It's like 5 times the amount for the gold vault at 75,000. A bronze vault is only 15,000, but it doesn't have duplicate protection. So if you need a bunch of shards for a bunch of champions, bronze vault's probably better. Otherwise, your gold vault is probably a better deal. Eventually, if you were to buy these frequently, you would run out of green shards. Those aren't quite as generously handed out. You can also buy stardust, that's fine. Eventually you'll have way more stardust than you can use though, so maybe not a great usage. You can also buy these gemstone vessels with stardust. I wouldn't suggest that in the beginning. This is kind of like a late game purchase. You get very little out of it, so if you look at it, most likely you'll get 20 gemstones, and I think each champion needs 1,000. It's either 1,000 or 1,100. So yeah, you need to buy like 50 of them. I think even the cheapest one is 300, something like that. Maybe it's 200, 300. So you need to buy like 15 before you can actually even get any value out of that. So if we look at like Leona here, it's 150 plus 250, which is 400. 650, 1,000. So you need 1,000 with the cheapest one costing 150. So that's at least 7. and they're not region specific, I don't believe, so you could just end up with whatever. It's, in my opinion, a pretty bad deal, but eventually, like I said, you have more stardust than you can spend, so kind of you may as well. You'd also buy the specific gemstone vessels, which cost 15,000 and guarantee you 200. So it's like buying 10 of these, and for the specific region that you're looking for, it's a thing you can do, it's not a thing that I do. I just pretend that gemstones don't exist, and that's how I live my life. Now, if you're paying money, I would still probably not buy anything unless there's like Lux's Incandescent Baton or something that you really want, or something like Chosen by the Stars that you really want. Those are options that are available to you. I probably wouldn't spend on fragments ever. Cosmetics, that's to personal preference. I'm not going to make an argument either way there. But I would never buy fragments or these Silver Star Vessels or the Greater Cosmic Blessings. I think you get a better value on it if you buy in the actual shop, where there's the bundle series for vaults. So you can have, if you really needed reliquaries, you could buy these, but I wouldn't. The Star Crystal bundle series is something that I would consider purchasing. I think the gold one is particularly good. So for $20? Yeah, for $20, you get 10 gold star vessels, and that gives you a lot of like Nova shards and that kind of thing. So if you were interested in doing that, I think that one is okay, and you also have the gold vaults. So 5 for 350, I feel like is a much better deal than spending $5 on, or $10 on 50 fragments. You end up getting 100 fragments for $3 instead, and that just seems like a better deal. Platinum one's, I haven't done the math on it, probably better than the gold vaults, but I'm on clear. You can get like some pretty good duplication in the platinum ones, so you get more fragments, I think, per dollar spent. So if you were going to spend real money, that's what I would consider, and I have no idea on the diamonds. Diamonds, you get, I guess, a guaranteed 80 fragments, and you can get 100 or 240 fragments, and you also get possibly rare relics or consumables. Wild fragments are potential, so I guess you're forced to get wild fragments? Yeah. You get wild fragments, you either get one of these, and then you could also get some gemstones out of it. I'm not sure the cost difference though. That is $20 for 5. So, like I said, I haven't done the math on these, but I think these, regardless of which one you're doing, is going to be a better value than if you're buying like these fragments out of the Emporium. I guess if you're specifically needing one Champion's Fragments and it's available and you really want to do that, it's a thing you can do. I would never do it. Same with these Greater Cosmic Blessings, I would just never do that. I don't think it's a good usage of real life money. But, I mean, you could be in a different financial situation than I am and just totally not care. It's a thing you can do. Anyway, that is our Emporium chat. Now we'll go over the dailies. So what is on your screen now is a run that I did with Miss Fortune. I ended up finding Perfection to start with, and this is against Aurelian Soul. This is our first attempt at Aurelian Soul with Miss Fortune, and we picked up Perfection and Spellburn. And what I learned from doing that is that every time you play a spell, Perfection will activate and do 4 damage to the enemy nexus. So I just went all in on spells after that, and just basically anything that costs 1. That was a spell that I wanted to use. And that adventure was super, super easy. Turns out if you do 4 damage no matter what you do, your life is really good. Anyway, on day 10, we unlocked some things. We got Garen to 2 stars, so we could unlock Loose Cannon's Payload, which we, super need. One thing in Garen's level 2 adventure, and this might not be an issue if you are like 3 star and maybe have some levels on you, but Scrap Scuttler gets Resplendent Armor, and you just kind of lose if that happens. So it took me a couple of tries to get past Scrap Scuttler in the very first part of his adventure, because it just gets +7/+7, and he gets a free one every turn, and then can also play the thing Scrap Dash Assembly where he gets 2 more. I say he, it's a computer. But yeah, so sometimes you just get swarmed by a bunch of like 8/8s for free, and it sucks. So that one was hard, but after we did that, we just kept playing Garen for a while and just pushed him through everything. We got Lux to 3 star, so I thought I had Lux Illuminated Fragments. I didn't. I had normal Lux Fragments, and that actually works out better for me because it let me get Lux to 3 star. And then we just started clearing out adventures, and then I tried some of the harder adventures, and I did okay. Like, we got through Ancient Fear on Yasuo. I think we lost on all of these. I don't know if I completed it with Jinx. Let's check my adventures by day. Ancient Fear 6.5. Yeah, I don't think we've beaten Ancient Fear 6.5 with Jinx. I tried it. I was hopeful. I never got super good powers. And so yeah, it just didn't end up working out for me. Now that I have Guardian Angel, I could get Jinx to level 30 and try again. I think that'd be fine. Maybe just roll into counterfeit copies and then go that way. We did a couple of the harder adventures. Like I said, I wanted the Viego fragments here. I wanted the Platinum Vault. Fiddlesticks fragments is good. I still need more. I don't want to super invest into Fiddlesticks while Jhin is still covering my Runeterran requirements, but I think we'll need to do that at some point soon. And then I decided to spend a lot of time in the new event, the Rogues of Runeterra, to just get fragments for Trandamir, which I'm not sure we're ever going to use, but we also got some Akshan fragments and some Elder Dragon fragments, which, Elder Dragon's pretty good. That's something else that we can use as a Runeterran champion, and I think that'll be fine to go through some of these harder adventures, because we haven't really gotten anything for Evelyn. I think we have 0 Evelyn shards right now. So while I plan to use Evelyn, I don't know that that's gonna be a thing that happens in my life. Yeah, but I mean, so far we're doing pretty well. We got through a lot of adventures in these 2 days. So our adventure count is, there are 208 total, according to, I think it's actually 207 because requirement is part of that count. So there's 207 total. We've done 91 of them, leaving 117 to go, which is 6 per day, which is still a lot, but we were close to 7 2 days ago, so we've made a lot of progress. And then I made a thing that tells me how many fragments I need. We still need, excluding the special ones. I can actually move this to 50. We spent 5 shards to get Garen to level 2. Still need 845. We have about 200 fragments right now, or 240-ish wild fragments. So, that's a thing that we're going to have to deal with at some point. I'm also considering just unlocking Morgana. I don't know if maybe just set her at 2 stars for a while, because we do need a Targon champion, and I don't want to invest in Leona, and only being 1 star just doesn't work out. It's really bad. For quests, we started working on these, just do a 3 star with a region quests. We haven't gotten to any of the ones that give us shards yet, which is unfortunate, but I'll do that in the coming days. Probably, I don't know, tomorrow or the day after, depends on how work goes. Weekends are really good for my playing, as you can tell from all the progress. and then weekdays are not. So for currencies, our spend, we spent a lot. So we bought a Golden Reliquary. We had a bunch of Pike fragments for some reason, so we got them to 2 stars. We spent, like I said, 5 wild shards to get Garen up to 2 stars as well. I picked up a Star of Bounty on Misfortune because I had the extra ones. We had enough Jin fragments from the event to get Jin to 4 stars, so we did that. And I spent 100 stardust on Spirit Forge because the thing that we got from the Golden Reliquary was we got Secret Technique, but we also got another Golden Reliquary from completing Well Travel 2, which gave us Echoing Spirit, and Echoing Spirit is, to me, one of the better relics. Secret Technique is okay on Master Yi if we end up, for some reason, needing to use Master Yi. That's going to be great. But Echoing Spirit's just really good on a lot of things, so that's also why I'm purchasing the Spirit Forges. And yeah, I'm looking forward to using that on something like Nami. If we ever get Nami fragments, we'll do that. We also, let's see, we got Secret Technique, and we got Guardian Angel. Those were the 2 main things here. We got another Jarum's Fist, but that doesn't mean anything. We got Transmogulator, which I've never used, but might have some potential to actually do something clever with, but I've never used it, so I'm not really concerned about it right now. It doesn't fill me with excitement. And that is that, I think. We got some levels, so this is where we currently stand. I'm only updating it when it changes. So actually Yasuo shouldn't even be here because Yasuo hasn't changed since yesterday. But the idea is that only when it changes, so I don't have like 60 columns every day. I think that'd be bad. Anyway, so that is all for me. Thank you for watching. If you like what I'm doing, like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. And we can just watch the end of this Aurelian Soul run. So Misfortune's really good because she creates the powder monkeys, which prevent you from taking damage. And then, like I said, we got Spell Burn, and we also got Perfection, which means every time we play a spell, we are doing 4 damage to the Nexus. We got copy a spell on Dreadblade Chase Gun, so every time we play that, it does 12 damage. And yeah, it was pretty much a good time. It looks like there's also cost reduction on our Make It Rain. And so this attack also, every time a unit hits because of Perfection, we're doing 4 damage. And then Misfortune's abilities are also doing 4 damage. So you see 4, 4, 4, 4. And basically, we just end up sending Aurelian Soul to the Shadow Realm. Like, actually no problems. It was the easiest thing ever. I wasn't planning on recording that run, but because it went so well, once I realized what happened with that combination, I was like, the people need to see this. Anyway, like I said, that is all for me. Thank you for watching. If you like what I'm doing, like and subscribe. If you have any questions, do feel free to ask them. I will answer them so that this guide actually becomes helpful. I know it's more of a timeline than an actual guide, but I hope it still is helping someone think about like how I'm going about things. I think at the point we're at, and I've said this a couple times already, if you were a new player, this would be plenty to do, and you would be well on your way to success in this game, but we still have more to do, and I am excited to finish this off. So yeah, thanks for watching. Goodbye.